I want to talk a little bit more about the Unihertz Titan 2 Elite, and I've had a lot of questions, so that's kind of what this video was. In the last video, I said, hey, ask some questions, I'll try and follow up, and I went back and I talked to the guys at Unihertz and asked a lot of these questions so we could get clarification on it, and just so you guys have a little more gee-whiz situational information on the phone. So when I talked to them, they're shooting for getting, I guess, their Kickstarter or their launch around the end of this month, maybe beginning of next month. And yes, it looks really nice. The keyboard looks better than ever. I did have an opportunity to mess with it on 2 different occasions for about 10-15 minutes. And to the criticism of, oh, you don't have a video of you typing. I'm like, well, I have to hold my phone in my hand. I did not have a tripod with me, so my options were a little limited. But the keyboard feels better and nicer than ever. Basically, it feels like somebody took a BlackBerry keyboard and put it on this phone. The keyboard is what has me the absolute most excited about this phone. Now, the form factor is nice. It does have the nice, like, just over a 4-inch screen, and it's going to be running Android 16 out of the box. And to answer some of these questions now, no, it will not have an LED indicator. So I did ask them about that. I do wish it had an LED indicator, but as of when I spoke with the owner just a few days ago, just this last week, I asked, will it have an LED indicator? The answer was no. The other thing is it will not have a headphone jack. So yes, I know some people will be upset about this. They did say there will be a dongle adapter that should be included in the box, much like with the Titan 2, which you can plug into the USB-C charging port on the bottom, and then you can plug in your headphones that way. I know this is probably still not going to make some people happy. It will still have the external SD card support. So yes, you will still be able to put an SD card in there. I don't know how much regular storage or memory that it will have. That will be something that we will find out at launch. They were not able to tell me that information. Not that they weren't able to tell me, but they wouldn't tell me everything, right? So left some of the secret sauce in the bag, I guess. We'll find that out once they do the official launch for people to start doing pre-orders and stuff. But yeah, there will be SD card slot, which is cool, but no headphone jack. And I know a lot of people were upset about the headphone jack on the Titan 2. Now, the Titan 2, very cool phone. I don't have mine within arm's reach right now, but apparently Android 16 is rolling out to that. I did ask them while I was there because I didn't have my Titan 2 with me. I said, hey, did y'all go ahead and start rolling out Android 16 on the Titan 2? They said, yes, you should be able to get it on your phone. So if you're a Titan 2 holder, go ahead and check that and see if you can get Android 16. That is huge because the Titan 2 Elite is supposed to get support up to like 2031, basically 5 years of support. So it'll be interesting to see, but I'm glad they've got the rollout for the Titan 2. So no LED indicator, no headphone jack. There is an IR blaster though. So some people will be happy about that. I don't know how much people in the US use these IR blasters. I don't really know anyone that uses an IR blaster, but some people, they get really excited about them. So if you're part of Team IR Blaster, I am excited for you. It is on the phone. It will be there, and you can control your TV or whatever in the world you use with it. And just going back to the headphone jack real quick, I asked them why no headphone jack, because it is a fan favorite, and they said there's just no room inside of there. Like, the dimensions on this thing are pretty tight. Like, it's a small phone. It's very light, and I had done a YouTube short video showing off kind of beside the iPhone Air just to get an illustration of the size of this phone. It's about 1.5 inches shorter than the iPhone Air, although it is thicker, but I'm expecting it to have a decent sized battery. They didn't tell me what size battery. They did say that the chipset will be nice. I believe they said it's going to be like a Dimensity, I think it said 8400. It's going to have a lot of power. Like, I think it was 8400 anyway. But it is going to have a lot more power than most people will expect. And I think, especially with the nice orange color, the black color they have, it looks sharp, it looks sophisticated. It looks basically just like a BlackBerry, which I'm super, super excited about. And I think that they finally are going to nail it with this one. But yeah, powerful processor. Don't know the RAM, don't know the storage. Will not have wireless charging. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You will have to use whatever the regular charging is. They did not tell me the charging speed. But the charging speed is decent on the Titan 2, so I'm guessing probably like 33 watts or something like that, which should be fine. But yeah, what the thing is when you have a kind of powerful processor in there, yes, I know the small screen is a trade-off. It is an AMOLED display, 120 hertz refresh rate. So you're getting a 120 hertz refresh rate AMOLED display. That's super cool. And it looks nice on the phone. I think it's very complimentary. So that's another thing, just letting you know. I did cover that, I think, before, maybe like a month ago. But yes, AMOLED, 120 hertz, no wireless charging. They said there's just not enough room to put the charging stuff in there, and I believe that. There's not a lot of room, right? Like, they got to be able to put a decent sized battery, decent chip, all the other components and things like that. It makes sense to me in this smaller form factor. If you say, hey, we couldn't fit it in there, like, I get it. That's okay. I don't think that's gonna break the. I don't think anyone that's interested in getting this phone is gonna be super heartburnt that they can't get wireless charging with it. I think wired charging will be perfectly fine. I think people will probably be more upset about the no LED indicator and no headphone jack, but that's okay. We'll have 5G. Here's the thing: when it comes to 5G support, like, it will work unlocked on networks here in the US. I'm pretty certain they're not paying for carrier certification, so you probably won't get 5G on AT&T. You probably won't get 5G on Verizon, but hopefully T-Mobile holds up the way it has with a lot of these unlocked phones, and hopefully 5G will work with T-Mobile. I won't know this until I'm able to test it myself. I did ask them when I could get a review unit, and they said hopefully by the end of this month, beginning of next month, basically whenever everything gets started. So yeah, I think that's about it. The form factor is nice. Really easy to hold one-handed. It is lighter than I expected because it is a little on the thick side. Like, it is not a super thin phone, but I'm also okay with that because, hey, there are some compromises. This is not the perfect phone. This is not the best phone that's ever been made in the history of mankind. However, it is nice. It is sleek. It does have a really nice keyboard. Like, the stuff I care about, they seem to hit the nail on the head. AMOLED, check. 120 hertz refresh rate, check. Decent sized screen. I've been asking for a 4-inch screen on a physical keyboard phone for years. So this phone, for me, I'm really excited about. I'm also excited about Click's communicator. And hopefully they'll have some more information very soon that I can release about that one as well, because I do want to talk about it as well. This is not just like, oh, I prefer the Titan 2 Elite over the Clicks, although I do like the design of the more BlackBerry looking phone with the Unihertz Titan 2, but I also like the more modern and sophisticated and like the ownership that Clicks has taken with the way the communicator looks. But yes, the pre-order is supposed to start, I think, end of this month, beginning of next month, which means probably we'll see them around July, maybe June, July, if we're lucky. You know, it seems like once they start the pre-order sales, about 3 months later, the phones come out. And last year, that was like August, so we got them around December. So my guess is if they start beginning of April, May, June, July, we'll probably see them around July. And I think I had seen something about the Clicks communicator saying that there will be more information, like a working unit. I think we can see Q2, and then probably it'll start shipping this fall as well. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully that answered most of y'all's questions. The biggest ones, of course, were the LED notification or LED indicator for that. People were asking about headphone jack. People were asking about SD card. Oh, the last one is the touch-sensitive keyboard. You'll be able to use it like a cursor, like you could use the old trackpad for the BlackBerry Classic. So basically, you can still swipe and move up and down on the page and around with the right side of the keyboard, and then a smaller area on the left side of the keyboard will be able to use like as a pointer. Like, you have a little pointer you can select and search and all that cool things. So some people will be happy about that as well. So I think I answered most of the questions. If there were more, sound off in the comment section. Like, I'll do my best to try and answer them based off the information that I have or based off the information I can share. I'm just going off of what people were asking me, questions I had on my own and stuff that I just had on my brain that I was curious about. But the positive takeaways for me are chipset sounds more powerful and exciting than I expected. Display looks nice. The Android 16 launch will be really, really good. And then, of course, the physical keyboard seems better than anything on any physical keyboard phone I've used since a BlackBerry. So there's a lot of positive takeaways. I think a lot of people will be excited about this phone. And that's pretty much all I got. So if you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.